Everyone wants to start the year strong, yet almost no one actually does. Most people fail their New Year's resolutions simply because they weren't prepared properly. They wait until the last few days of December, or even worse, the first week of January, to start thinking about who they want to become, what they want to change, and how they're going to do it. Every year, they repeat the same cycle. They set goals, they make resolutions, they hope for a new year, yet they don't know their patterns, they don't understand their identity, and they haven't done the internal work that would actually make the new year different. Basically, they're planning this whole transformation with preparation that's too shallow to support real change. No wonder why it never lasts. The foundation is weak. Does that sound familiar? Look, I'm not saying that to shame you because we've all been there. But what I'm saying is if you don't change your approach, you're going to fall into the same trap again. You might start strong for a week, but then you'll quit by mid-January. And it's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're unmotivated. It's not because it's not what you want. It's not because you don't have what it takes. It's because you entered the new year unprepared, unclear, and still carrying the identity of last year. You can't step into a new identity, a new life, and reach new goals while dragging the old one behind you. You need to take a real in-depth look at yourself because if you want a different year, you need a different strategy. And this is what this video is about. I'm running a December challenge called Design 2026. And it's 1 month where we're going to slow down, get honest, and actually prepare for the year you want to live before the year starts. You're not waiting for January to get your life together. You're using December to close 2025 with intention, understand the patterns that shape you, build the identity you want for 2026, design habits and systems that fit your lifestyle, and then create a real grounded 90-day plan that you'll actually follow. When January 1st arrives, you won't be scrambling to figure out who you want to be and what you're going to do. You'll already be becoming that person throughout the whole month of December. This challenge is your blueprint, is your foundation, your starting momentum. So 2026 isn't just another year. It's going to be your year, the year that you finally live in alignment with the life that you've been trying to build. Now, I hope you're excited. Let me walk you through exactly what this challenge is and how it works. But if you're already ready to sign up, go ahead. It's the first link in my description. Now, what is this challenge? Every day in December, I'm going to give you one task. It's either going to be a journal prompt, the majority of them are, but sometimes you'll have a reflection question, a visualization, or a short introspective exercise. But ultimately, you will only have one task a day, and that task will take about 5 to 10 minutes, but it can take as long or as little as you'd like. And every week of December, you'll have one clear theme that builds on the last. So on week 1, you will close 2025. On week 2, you will build your 2026 identity. On week 3, you're going to design systems and habits. And on week 4, you're going to turn it into a Q1 plan, which is basically the first 3 months of the year. By the end of the month, you will have a complete blueprint to start 2026 strong. You'll have your identity, your values, your routines, your goals, and your first 90 days already mapped out. And I also want to mention something that is super, super important. All of these prompts that I will give you will be different, but some of these prompts will feel very repetitive. You might even be catching yourself thinking, wait, didn't I answer something like that last week? And that's actually the point. Real identity change doesn't happen because you write something once. It happens when you revisit the same idea from different angles until it really becomes part of who you are and how you think. Repetition is how your brain learns new patterns, learns new beliefs, and learns new perspectives. So if a question feels familiar, that's not a mistake. That's intentional. It's supposed to be that way. You might be writing in your first week the habits that you want to release, and then again in week 2, and then again in week 3 through different types of prompts that kind of come to the same conclusion, but you want that repetition because you're reinforcing that new identity, the parts of you that you want to let go and the parts of you that you want to embody. You're not doing anything wrong if you feel like you're repeating yourself. You're actually reinforcing it. You're reminding yourself for a whole month, this is who I want to become. This is what matters. Because a lot of times you want to change, but you forget that you want to change because you get comfortable, you get complacent, you get into your old habits, but we're trying to change that. And doing that intentionally for the whole month is what's going to rewire your brain. You're re-ingraining your intentions so deeply that by the time that January arrives, your new identity will already feel natural, not forced. It will be so easy for you to start changing how you act because you will have already accepted that new version of yourself. And we start changing who we are once we start thinking differently. And these prompts allow you to start thinking differently. We are constantly exposing ourselves to the new thoughts, the new reflections, the new perspectives. So it will be easy for you to step into the higher version of yourself that's waiting for you in 2026. So that's what these prompts are designed to do. So if you see repetition, embrace it. This is the sign that the shift is happening. Now, the second part of this whole challenge is all about projects. So by the end of each week, you will have one project due. And look, remind yourself that this is a challenge. These prompts daily, the daily tasks are going to be kind of easy because they don't take that much time. So I'm here to challenge you a little bit further by assigning you some projects to do every single week. But you want to embrace the challenges because that's what makes you grow. If you don't know me, my name is Bianca St. George. I'm a professional soccer player, but I want to self-develop into the highest version of myself. And I understand that challenges are what makes me grow. Challenges throughout life made me grow to become who I am today. So I purposefully create challenges to have the intention to grow the way that I want to grow. And I decided to come online and create these for you because I know that you and me are kind of the same person. We're high achievers, we're ambitious, we see ourselves evolve into someone greater than who we are right now. So it's important to take ownership of our life. So I'm creating this challenge in December to make sure that it aligns to where you want to go, which is reaching your potential. And everything that I do is designed to align with that desire that you have. Trust me, they work. So at the end of each week, like I said, you'll complete one project. On week 1, you'll complete the 2025 identity audit. That's where you're going to be clear about what you're proud of, what you're releasing, and how you're going to shift into 2026. By the end of week 2, you're going to complete a 2026 identity blueprint, which has all the traits, the values, the standards, and the identity that you're going to step into. By week 3, you're going to complete an action board. And if you've done some of my challenges before, we have done one of these and you know how powerful they are. So basically, it's a visual board for your 2026 routines, habits, and environment. And then finally, at week 4, you're going to create your Q1 game plan. So basically, your top 3 priorities, your weekly cadence, and your strategy from January to March 2026. I'm so excited. All of this information and all of these tasks and projects are going to be found on the platform School. And on that platform, there is a classroom tab where you can find the course that has all the details about the challenge. In there, you can find the December calendar overview, the habit tracker, the daily descriptions of each task, the worksheets for the 4 projects, the FAQ, and more. If you really want to check that out right now, it's the first link in my description. And explore it. Have fun with it. This is where our community thrives. This is where we create friendships, partnerships, people that support you. This is where we make so much progress faster because we are doing this challenge together. Now, if you want big change to happen in your life, it's easier and faster to do it when you have accountability. That is why I am requiring you to submit your projects. It's going to be uncomfortable, but remember, growth comes from discomfort. So this is for your own good. There is nothing to be truly afraid of because we all want the same thing. We all want to grow. And that will be necessary for you to hold yourself accountable and raise your own standard of what you're willing to do to get out of your comfort zone. So I think within the challenge, this is going to be probably your biggest challenge, to share with the group what your projects are. So each week I will post in the discussion a project turn-in thread where you will have to share your project in the comments. The only reason why you wouldn't post your thing is because it would actually hurt negatively your progress. But just so you know, it's very likely that it's not. And it's only going to be your lizard brain that's going to convince you to not expose yourself. But remember, no one is perfect. We've all been embarrassed by things we've done in the past, things we want to let go, old habits that don't serve us. We've all been ashamed of things that we've done, and we're all trying to move on from some things. So when you post things out there, it's not to shame yourself. It's to be proud that you're willing to grow from who you're not wanting to be anymore. This is something to celebrate. It takes so much courage to acknowledge that. And everyone is on the same boat. That's why we're here on this video. If everyone was perfect and didn't need any help or any challenge, they would not be on this video. We're in a community where we are realistic. We are real with each other. We are authentic. And we know that growth is ugly. It's hard. It's chaos. It's uncomfortable. But it's the most rewarding thing you'll do. So you need to challenge yourself to put yourself out there and share with others your journey. And just so you know, these projects are not so private that it would be against your values to post publicly. They will be personal, but not necessarily private. So yes, they are very unique to you, but they shouldn't be something where it is extremely scary to post. It should actually be exciting because you want to share with others where you're headed. And this is a exciting journey that you're on. We're here to support each other. But I understand everyone is at different parts of their journey, and I still want to try to adapt as much as possible to people. So I have an option that if you want to share your project privately with me in the DMs, you can do that. And if you really don't like me or trust me or care to show me, you can also send it to someone you trust. That will be your last option, like someone that wants the best for you, and that if they get that information, they can hold you to that standard because they love you. But I'm willing to be that person for you because I hold yourself to a high standard because I do believe in you and I know you have potential. So I'm here for you if you feel too uncomfortable to post it to the community, that if you're new, you don't really trust the people there, even though they're very trustworthy. I love everyone on the community, but I understand that when you're new, sometimes it can feel uncomfortable. So you can send it to me. And then in that thread, you can just comment that you have completed the task. Now, is there a prize to this? Yes. Just like every challenge, I offer some kind of prize, but this is the one that I feel is the most valuable. To make it fun, I offer a one-on-one coaching session for free with me. And the way to win this is by 1, completing all 4 projects, and 2, finishing the top 10 leaderboard. And you finish in the leaderboard, the more you engage, participate, support other members. It's very simple. If you participate, you will be part of the leaderboard. Now, are there any rules to this challenge? Honestly, not really. I only came up with one rule for this, and it's very simple but powerful. You have to show up with intention and honesty. Take this challenge seriously. We're talking about your potential, your future, your goals, and we're talking about something that you've always wanted to do but just haven't prepared properly to actually achieve that. So this is the time to do things differently. Take this seriously, and you're only going to get as much as you put in. You need to be intentional with it. What does that mean? Don't go through the motion. Don't just check something off. Don't just answer what you think you should answer. That's why you also need to be honest. You need to be real with yourself, and don't judge yourself. Don't be, oh, I wake up at 8 instead of 5 because I'm a piece of shit and I just can't do anything right. No, we're not here to bully ourselves. We're here to just be real and state facts. Try to be logical. It's okay to be emotional, but don't try to interpret the meaning of who you were and try to shame your way through who you were. No, you're going to love your way into change. And that's just by being real with yourself. It's okay that you made mistakes in the past. We've all made mistakes, and we are all not proud of who we were. But you need to be proud of right now because you're willing to change and you're doing the work. And that's all that matters. It's who you are right now. So be real with yourself, be intentional, be honest. And every time you show up every day to do something, keep in the back of your mind why you're doing this. Why are you doing this challenge? When you have a why, you can endure any how. So anything that comes at you, you'll be able to overcome it because you have a strong reason why you're doing it. And when you have that greater purpose in mind, every day you show up to do the task, you're going to keep cultivating that self-awareness, which is so key for you to change. This whole challenge is meant to shift your identity, your habits, your clarity, and your entire direction for 2026. That's why you need to take this seriously. And you really do get out of it what you put into it. So I'm giving you the structure, but you bring the intention. Now, if you struggle with accountability and that's something that's been really hard for you, and you know that if you had someone that supported you along the way, you can hire me as your coach. I still have a few availabilities yet, and if you're interested, when you're on the platform school, you can just DM me coaching, and then we can see if we're a good fit to work together. Now, let me wrap this up with a final message. Most people enter January confused, unprepared, and inconsistent. You won't. That is not you anymore. You will enter the new year with clarity, with momentum, and a complete blueprint of who you're becoming in 2026. And you're finally going to live like that person. If you're ready to step into your next level, join the challenge now. First link in my description. Do it, commit, and you'll see the change will happen because the structure is there. You just have to show up every single day. Once you start doing things differently, you become built different. And the people that are built different make an impact in the world, become successful, have great connections, are wealthy in all areas of their life. You want to be built different, and that's all up to you. But that starts by you doing things differently than the average person. So I hope to see you in this challenge, and I hope that we can push each other towards our goals. On this note, thank you so much for listening. I love you, and I will see you very, very soon in a new video. Mwah.